Welcome to Monday. This video is a little bit late today. Usually I do these earlier in the day. We actually have a business closing going on today virtually. So I had to get paperwork ready to go for that. Um, Things are going well so far. But anyway, my name is Daniel McCrane with McCrane Associates, and small business owners choose to work with us to increase their profitability, expand their scalability, and solidify their legacy because we guarantee our work in those areas. So today, one of the things I thought that I would do is kind of talk a little bit about a typical scenario that comes up that we work with business owners on. So this is a tale, a case study. This is fictitious. This is made up. This is not a real person. But this is a typical example of what happens when we work with business owners. So we're going to say that there was a confidentially named home services company that operated regionally. They were doing annual revenue of $2.8 million, had been in business for 18 years, and the owner was in his early 60s. So when this owner approached us, he was skeptical, of course, about what was going to happen in the business and about the whole process of selling his business. And like a lot of entrepreneurs who have been in the business for a long time, he wasn't sure if exit plan was just another one of those buzzwords that consultants throw around. He had no formal succession plan, no clear idea of what his business was actually worth. He had some commingling of personal expenses in with the business finances. And most importantly, the business relied very heavily on him, which made it almost impossible for him to actually get away from the business, take vacations, and all that kind of stuff. So, if anyone's listening to this, sound familiar? Does this sound like you? So were some challenges that we identified. So first of all, the business operations were dependent on the owner. There were no financial cleanup or separation of finances, so we could do a clear valuation. There was no exit strategy or buyer pipeline for this business. There was minimal documentation of systems or roles, and there was a little bit of an emotional reluctance to let go of the business as well. So those were some of the challenges. So we started with a comprehensive exit readiness assessment. So we helped the owner find those gaps in getting ready to sell the business to make sure that it could be a profitable exit. And from that assessment, then we came up with a three-phase plan. So step number one was to stabilize and streamline the business. So we do things like introduce operational documentation and standard operating procedures. We shift responsibilities to a newly hired general manager for the business. And we reorganize the entire structure for better tax treatment of the sale. Phase two then is to grow and de risk the business. So this is where we identified areas to increase recurring revenue. We shifted the sales and the client relationship from the owner of the business to the team, and we cleaned up the financials for buyer due diligence when they're coming in to inspect the business. The final thing we did then was position the business for an exit. So we conducted a formal valuation. We list the business through our broker network. We negotiated a sale with an industry buyer within 9 months of listing, which, by the way, is national average, about 9 months. Usually we can do faster than that, but business this size is a little bit harder to sell. So these were the results then. So the valuation increased by 37% from the initial estimate. The sale price then ended up being a multiple of 4 times the seller discretionary earnings. So once we added back in those personal expenses, the buyer ended up actually being a strategic competitor who was interested in retaining the key staff and expanding their footprint in the market. The owner outcome then ended up being a seven-figure exit with an optional 6-month consulting agreement after the sale. And the emotional win of all this was the owner finally took a 3-week vacation, which was his first vacation in 11 years. So the thing to take away from this is properly planning the exit isn't just about selling and leaving, but it's about building the business to have a greater value, and that then it will fund that future that you want, that you really enjoy living. So this client went from being skeptical to being successful by trusting the process of getting the business ready. We made the key improvements and let go at the right time. So if this is something that you'd like to see in your business, you'd like to discuss this, by all means, feel free to reach out. I'd be glad to have that conversation with you. Here's my phone number. Here's my email address. Reach out and let's talk about how we can make your exit from your business just as successful. So with that, everyone, have a great day, and I will see you in the next